It was the biggest day of his life. Tyler Grant, 22, zipped up his only suit jacket, a slightly faded navy blue, and checked his reflection one last time. Today was the interview. The one he'd been chasing since freshman year. A prestigious internship at Crestwell & Ames, the Wall Street firm that only took 5 students a year. Getting in would change everything, especially for someone like Tyler, who worked 3 part-time jobs just to stay in college. He slung his backpack over his shoulder, carefully placing the resume he'd printed at the library inside a folder. The clock read 8:15 a.m. He had just under an hour to get across town. As he stepped out of his apartment building in downtown Chicago, the cold wind hit his face, typical early spring. He turned right, heading toward the subway station. And that's when he saw her. A frail, shivering dog stood at the edge of an alley. Her fur was matted, her ribs faintly visible, but it was the way she paced nervously, whining softly, that made Tyler stop. He noticed her belly, round, heavy. She was pregnant. Very pregnant. "Hey, girl," he said softly, crouching down. She took a shaky step toward him, then collapsed. Tyler's heart skipped. People walked past, some glancing but no one stopping. Time ticked in his mind like a warning, the interview. The train. Go now. But Tyler couldn't walk away. Not when someone, even a dog, needed him this badly. He called the nearest animal clinic. They were full. He tried the second. Same answer. Finally, the third one, Willow Hills Animal Rescue, said, "Bring her in now." "But we close at 10. He looked at his watch. 8:28. There was no way he could make both the clinic and the interview. Tyler stood frozen for a second. Then he made the choice. He took off his jacket, wrapped it around the dog, and hailed a cab with his last $20. The vet's office was warm and smelled like antiseptic and coffee. A woman named Drive, Marissa, knelt beside the dog, now lying on a blanket. "She's severely malnourished and exhausted," the vet said gently. "But you got her here just in time. We'll do our best." Tyler sat in the waiting room for 3 hours. He missed the interview. No second chances. He tried not to think about what he had thrown away. Finally, the vet came out, smiling. "She made it. So did her puppies. 6 tiny ones. You saved them." A lump formed in his throat. He didn't expect that. He didn't expect to cry, either. As he turned to leave, the vet called after him. "What's your name?" "Tyler." "Tyler Grant." She paused. "Tyler Grant. Are you by any chance studying finance at Lakeview University?" He blinked. "Yeah, why?" She smiled. "My brother works at Crestwell & Ames. You just skipped your interview, didn't you?" His mouth went dry. "How did you?" "He called me yesterday, freaking out over a last-minute cancellation on today's shortlist." Guess fate stepped in. 2 weeks later, Tyler was back on campus, buried in books and doubts. Then he got the email. Subject: Crestwell & Ames internship, follow-up interview request. "Tyler, we heard about the unusual circumstances that kept you from your interview. We'd like to meet you personally. Your compassion speaks louder than any resume ever could." Months passed. Tyler kept visiting Willow Hills, often with groceries or supplies. The dog, now named Hope, remembered him. Every time he entered the shelter, she'd run up, tail wagging, eyes bright. She had been adopted once but returned, too anxious, too scarred. Until Tyler decided, maybe she's been waiting for me all along. He brought Hope home. She slept beside his desk during Zoom calls. When he graduated, she was by his side in the photos. And one evening, after a long day at work, Tyler walked Hope to the park. A little girl ran up and asked to pet her. "She's gentle," Tyler said, smiling. The girl giggled, rubbing Hope's head. Her mother stood nearby. She looked familiar. "You're Tyler Grant," she said suddenly. "You helped save Hope, didn't you?" He blinked. "How do you know that?" The woman smiled. "I run the nonprofit that funds Willow Hills." That story, it made the rounds. It reminded me there's still good in the world. "Thank you." That day, Tyler lost an opportunity, and found something greater. In helping a creature most would have walked past, he discovered what truly mattered. Not titles, not resumes, but character, compassion, the ability to pause for someone in need, even if it changes your entire path. Hope didn't just survive that day. She helped Tyler find his purpose. And he never looked back.